Hello, and welcome to the Tulsa Scene Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Sanford.
And I am STEPHANEE KOCKELMAN.
And today we have with us the amazing, the talented Denise Hoey. She's an amazing local musician, and she's here to tell us all about what she does. Welcome. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
She's also one of my neighbors here, and she's sang at neighborhood functions all over town.
She sang in Nashville.
Right.
Yeah. So Denise, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been singing?
Well, I've been singing for as long as I can remember, to be honest, since about the second grade.
Really?
I grew up here in Tulsa, did a lot of community theater, and was always involved in the theater and the scene here on town. And then when I was in high school, right out of high school, I was singing with bands back in the day, and then moved to Nashville shortly thereafter, a few years of college. Went there and then never came back. Well, that's not true. I've been back about 6 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, we're glad that you're back here in Tulsa. Tulsa needs your talent.
Right.
So tell us a little bit more.
So are you from a musical family?
Now I have a big, giant family. I'm the youngest of 8.
Oh, wow.
And they tease me that I had to sing to get attention, I guess. I'm
I
not
bet.
really sure. But no, I mean, there's some that have musical abilities, but they don't use that the way that I have for my life. But so, yeah, I guess I'm the only one really in my family that has the talent.
That's pretty amazing. My dad has musical ability. He's like made his own DVD. Like, not kidding you. He writes the songs, he plays harmonica, like everything. I cannot sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Like, not.
I have my own
don't.
horror stories about Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Right?
We're not going to get into that today.
Well, I'm telling you, I can't. My kids in the car are like, no, don't sing.
My mom jokes that I came out singing.
Aww.
You know, and my kids do that to me too because I'm singing all the time and I don't realize. I'm like, Mom, stop. But I will say, my 2 boys, they have a really good singing voice.
Really?
I'm so excited. I try not to pay too much attention to it because I don't want them to not do it because I'm so excited about it. But yeah.
How old are they?
I have a 11-year-old and a soon-to-be 6-year-old. So
They're adorable.
I guess so.
Adorable.
I bet
Your
they
youngest, my daughter, was her babysitter for years, and she loves those kids. They are adorable. Super cute. You know what? I was watching this TED Talk not too long ago, and it had this lady, I cannot remember her name, but she was amazing. The most beautiful voice you've ever heard. I'm telling you. And you know what? When she started talking to give the speech, she had a horrible stutter. And so that was what they did when she was a kid. Like, couldn't communicate, hardly. People can understand her because of the stuttering. But when she sang, you don't stutter when you sing. Did you? I mean, that is news. I've never heard that.
Like, I mean, who's the famous country singer? Mel Tillis had a stutter.
I don't know that.
And he doesn't whenever he sings. There's so many people. Like, music to me is one of the most powerful things in the world, especially, having it sort of silenced during the pandemic has been heart-wrenching for so many people. Like, I sing a lot at retirement homes and people with Alzheimer's, and seeing them not be able to speak to their family members or significant others, but then see them know every lyric to an old song and to sing along or tap their foot and hum and just have this awakening related to music. It's one of the last things in your memory to go. And it's so powerful. So then it stimulizes those, I'm going to get all the science wrong, your brain. So then it can open up windows of time that person may get with their loved one. So that's one of the reasons why I love singing at a lot of the retirement homes. I don't think I told you guys that, but which is
that gave me chills. Can we say that was adorable?
It's been really, really hard this year just because you're not allowed in.
Yeah.
I have actually in April last summer we managed to figure out a way to have either the residents from their retirements like come out onto their balconies and onto their in the driveway, circle drive, they social distanced them away. And then I sat up in the parking lot and just had my speakers and then just sang to them that way from a distance, because I would be there 2 or 3 times a month at some of the places. And this year they're going to have a cookout in April. And there's a gazebo that sits further out at one of the places where I go. And we're going to do outdoor concert there. And they'll just so they, because I feel like they remember me because I used to come all the time and just, to see. And I know there's probably going to be a lot of residents that aren't there anymore because this has been a rough year. But I'm anxious to get back to doing that on a regular basis.
So beautiful.
So it's not just, my livelihood, it's my heart, it's my spirit. It's like, it's everything.
I've seen you in action singing, and I can definitely tell your love for singing just in that short time frame that I watched you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I do love it, and figuring out how to make it work and do it this year with the pandemic has been interesting.
So tell us how you did that.
Well, in kind of segue out of that conversation I missed my mom. My mom is 84. She'll be 84, and she doesn't live in a facility, but she lives kind of in a gated, older community. And I wasn't able to sing for my friends at these retirement homes and go see people that I would normally see and fill their days and fill my heart at the same time. So I set up in my mom's driveway.
Aww.
And she invited all of her neighbors out in their yards. And I have my own PA system, and I just sang to tracks because, normally I would have my whole band behind me. And so I just started singing for them. Well, unbeknownst to me, my mom hops off her porch with a Tupperware bowl and starts passing the hat for tips in her neighborhood. And it was just, so I'm trying not to cry on your podcast here, but it was such a gift to me. Just, they miss music so much, and I miss singing so much. And both me and my husband were out of work, so it was humbling, and it kind of started maybe I can do this. And so I had some gigs that got canceled, like at Southern Hills for the Tulsa Men's Club, and some of the different events that were canceled. I reached out to those certain people and said, hey, if you're interested in having a concert in your yard for your neighbors or in your cul-de-sac, or, I know we can't do our annual fundraisers or this or that, but I'm happy to come and sing for you and, 6 of your neighbors or whoever so these ladies were like, yes, we've been having drinks on the driveway, and we've been having Sunday brunch and different things like that throughout, the weeks at the beginning. And they said, we would love for you to come. And I said, if I could just put out a tip jar, that would be great. And that started, I had more driveways and cul-de-sacs to sing in, because then that one neighbor that invited somebody that didn't live in their neighborhood over for dinner or just to sit with their lawn chair invited me to their neighborhood, and then their neighborhood. And then, we're having a Memorial Day party or my kid's birthday party. And there's going to be 10 of us here. There's going to be 12 of us here. And then I started asking some of my other musician friends to come and play with me, and duos and trios. And it's just kind of, the support has been amazing, and like I said, very humbling. But at the same time, you just see everybody missing it so much. As much as we miss playing and singing, they miss being at events and being at, hearing live music, and it's not through a computer speaker or whatever.
Yeah.
And not to say that there's not a place for that. That's been very helpful too. If you see anybody online that has a virtual tip jar and you're watching and you enjoy it, give them $1. Put the $1 in the bucket. Just like, you won't believe how far that goes for the musicians locally, all over, wherever. The internet's amazing how you can reach people that you never heard of.
That is so crazy. Just you don't think of it, but that is a great way to pivot and just kind of keep yourself going and out there.
Right. And it's even some of the places where we've been on for like a duo, gig, if we stream it live, like live on Facebook or something, and we're able to put a tip jar in there too, or we let people know that, live in Tennessee or, California. Hey, I'm going to be singing tonight at 6:00. I'll be live here at this place, but you can tune in and I'll have my tip jar open for you. And it may seem, at first for me, it seemed like I was panhandling or something. Mm-hmm. And it was humbling and hard to just, accept that was the reality that we were in. But I put all that, stubborn pride, so to speak, in my back pocket, and because I needed to put food on the table for my kids.
What a way to pivot, to take your talent and find a unique way of reaching people that you may not have tried reaching the year prior.
Right.
And leave it to a mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Seriously.
Gotta feed those babies.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. I admire that so much. And I know, especially because you are so talented and you had that level of, that you were used to getting paid certain amounts for gigs and stuff. Right. And to have to go backwards, I can see being so humbling, but we're about to get out of this.
I know.
And I think that people are going to be ready to go.
Yeah, no kidding. I even asked our, homeowners association. Yeah. I played in our Greenbelt like twice last year.
She's so good.
But in the hopes that next year I want the whole band to be out there, and let's have a block party like we would normally do. And so getting to know different neighborhoods and different,
Do I get an invite to that?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I see an event.
Yeah.
The band's back together. Artists from all over Tulsa that haven't been able to get out.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely.
So are there other ways that you've been able to pivot to share your talent to also make some income for yourself and for your family during this time?
Yes, I've also started teaching vocal coaching. Students, I will go to their homes and give them vocal coaching and voice lesson type things just right there at their house. So there's not a lot of contact, and I wear a mask. I actually have a singing mask, depending on your comfort.
Really? So what's different? Is it does it just give you more room?
Yeah. So a singing mask, it has these wires that make it looks like you have a big duck bill.
Oh, okay. I've seen those.
A friend of mine works for Open Jar on Broadway. It's a costume company and production company up there, and they weren't making costumes, so they pivoted, started making PPE for the gowns and masks and everything for all the frontline workers in New York.
Oh, that's awesome.
To keep all of those Broadway workers working. Mm-hmm. And one of the things they came up with was a singing mask, because people, you go to breathe in to be able to use your diaphragm to sing. And those other masks aren't so fun to sing in. But this one works, and you can project, and it gets out there. And I know a lot of choirs that have, since purchased that. So anyway, I have that depending on the comfort level of, coming into your home and working with your child. But that is something else that I've been doing.
So do you feel like everybody can be trained to sing, or have you ever just met somebody and no, this is not for you? You know what?
Well, let's see.
I would be on that list.
Let's see. I've known my mom all my life. Yeah, she's going to listen to this. That should be nice. No, let me say, I can coach you and give you tips to improve on what you have been given by God.
Okay.
Now, do I think everybody can
You're not God.
sing on, has the ability to, and that's why I like to meet with the students or whether it's adult or child, it doesn't matter to me. And if I think that I can give them tips to improve on what they have, yes, I would be happy to do that. But if I just don't think it's a good fit, I'm also not afraid to just be like, I'm not sure that what I have to offer you
is enough.
Right.
So just in case my husband is listening, because he's super supportive, call Denise. That'd be a great Mother's Day gift.
Wouldn't you hate it to be like you get your kid, you show, and then she's like, I don't think I could help. Maybe that didn't work out for you. Well, here's the deal. I'm not kidding you. My mom signed me up for piano lessons when I was little. This is a true story. And I don't know how long it was, but the piano teacher who was being paid told my mom that it was a waste of her money.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and that's it. That's the thing.
No, word for word.
But as a mother, you want to know if you're wasting your money.
Yes, I
Especially-
totally
so,
agree.
like, yes, I'm willing to work for your money, but if I just feel like maybe they would have a happier experience taking a summer camp or
Mm-hmm.
doing something in the musical vein in a different way.
Yes.
I know I'm not going to shun anybody from, participating in anything musical ever. But when it comes to me coaching them, so there are
Well,
some
and
people that I'm like, I'm not real sure.
There we go.
You could edit.
I might be editing
part.
that. No, I think it's great.
No, I'm messing. I can appreciate that, and as a mom,
Yeah.
I appreciate you not robbing me if my kids are never going to make it.
I would want to, be pouring a whole lot of money and time and carpools and all the things into something that would be better served doing it and just maybe looks differently than a private lesson. So,
It's a lot of fun. You've been singing since before you can probably even remember you came out.
right.
So for about 21 years.
Yeah, just 21 and a half.
That's right. Forever 21.
And how awesome is that you have this amazing talent, you get to make a living.
Right? I mean, let's talk about, seriously, how many people can make a living, support their family from what they love to do?
I mean, if I
What
can
a
make
blessing.
if I can make a living off of sleeping, that'd be amazing.
Right? Okay, Denise, so tell us what's coming up. Like, what can we look forward to seeing? Where can we look forward to seeing you this spring, this summer? As everybody gets back out, we catch up.
There's actually one night. There's
Okay.
kind of Oklahoma Gives Back. It's Bixby, downtown Bixby food trucks, or not Bixby food trucks from all over. Angelina's Pizza. Like, there's a whole bunch of them. Grandma's Cupcake. There'll be games for the kids that Ranch 181 Ranch is bringing. There's music. My friend Weston Horn, who is an amazing musician. I'll be sitting in. I might sing a song or two with him. But it's all the 20% of the proceeds will go back to the Bixby Outreach Center, so that they can provide food for the summer lunch program for the kids who won't normally have breakfast and lunch during the summer months. So they'll be able to go up and pick up 5 days worth of breakfast and lunch and snacks.
I mean, they pack that.
Yeah.
And it's great stuff. I mean, it's really
Oh,
good.
right. And they try to make it friendly for the kids that are home by themselves, whether it's like microwavable or just something they don't have to like cook. So it's like it's very important that we have that accessible to those who need it. And myself included, this past year, Bixby Outreach has touched our family immensely. So that's a huge reason why we want to give back to that. So anyway, they'll be doing that in April and in May as well. There'll be music and food trucks and fun times, and it's going to be outdoors. So
And it's all kid friendly.
Yeah, it's right at that
Food
Charlie
trucks,
Young.
right?
Yep, kid friendly, and at the Charlie Young Park right in downtown Bixby.
Awesome.
So that's the first thing coming up. Then I'll be at. There's also the Equality Center downtown is starting back up with their Third Thursday cabaret type shows that they do there on April 15th. I'll be in that show. There is limited seating. They're doing half capacity to start out with. So, but you can purchase tickets online to see a live performance, and it will have several of your favorite people in the local theater community here in the show, TV personalities as well. And in that show with me as the 15th of April. It's really cool.
Fun.
Yeah,
I'm
that one's super
excited.
fun. So it's a little different. It's not just it's it's more of a performance like you would see at a theater versus a band. But bands are starting to get back up. There's lots of great venues that are starting to promote and open up with music, whether it's on their patios or not. We will be at the Deca Lounge on April 24th. Which is downtown, but there's so many venues that have music, and I have to be honest. As much as the businesses are wanting to get back to normal, it's been hard on all the businesses as well. So it's kind of a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We'll come play for less money than we normally would to get people in the door to help your business and have them stay longer with food and drink and all the things and work for tips and so if you're there and you're seeing live music, they may or not be being paid as fully as in years past, and it will hopefully get back to that, but be sure to tip your servers as well as the people that are providing music for you.
Show your appreciation.
Yeah. I mean, I would have, it's not something that I would have thought about. So I'm so glad that you said that. And
a lot of people assume, I mean, even in good times, the tips are a big deal.
Yeah.
An even bigger deal now.
Right.
But a lot of, I know myself included, are working for what normally, oh, well, how much is your rate? Well, that's kind of not a conversation anymore. It's like, hey, we'll come. What can you pay us? And can we put a tip jar out? And that's how it started on my mom's porch.
Well, that
I
is so supportive of you to not only plug yourself, but the other artists out there as well.
Well, Tulsa has the most amazing music scene, and the musicianship and the family of musicians that is here after living in Nashville for, nearly 20 years, and then coming back to the scene that's here, the talent, man, it's out of this world. So,
well, we will make sure that we include the links to your events on
across the platforms.
Yeah,
we'll get it out there, and I think that from what I've seen, everybody wants to rally around these restaurants and artists and local people. So
this is the time to do it.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, let's show our appreciation.
Be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. It's Denise Hoey, Hoey, music on both of those. And I'm getting way better about posting where I'm going to be and when.
So not only follow, but like.
Please follow and like. Yeah.
Share with your friends.
Let everybody know that music is out there and it's happening again, and we're happy. Just as happy as you are to hear it. We're happy to sing for you.
I can't wait. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready to get back to life.
Yeah, me too.
Well, thank you so much for taking out the time to share with us.